want to start off with giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Malak Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, the Yahweh being the name of the Most High God, and again Yahweh Shai being the name of His only begotten Son. All right, now the Spirit been on me couple of days through the Spirit, just been meditating on the spirit of sincerity. All right, and the type of spirit that we gotta have in the last days. Cause yeah, it's good to go into to prophecy. All right, it's good to strive to be a good teacher, strive to be a good reader. It's good to magnify your office in this truth. But I mean, all that's vain if you don't got the spirit of sincerity. All right, if your spirit is not sincere with the Most High, I mean, what other spirit are you pushing this truth in, or striving to push this truth in? And I got the definition of sincere through the Spirit. It's the definition of sincere. It says, free from pretense or deceits, proceeding from genuine feelings. All right, so in this truth, one of the main definitions of sincere is having genuine feelings, a genuine zeal for the Most High, genuine love for the Lord. Not seeking the preeminence, not seeking vainglory, are you not seeking the things and cares of men and women, but are you really having a sincere, genuine feeling towards the Most High, towards this work, towards the Son, right? And some synonyms is devote, to be real. It says from the heart, full-hearted, wholehearted. And I want to kick it off with Joshua chapter 24 and 12. All right, Joshua chapter 24 and 12. So you got to ask yourself, are you really sincere in this truth? All right, sometimes you just got to look in the mirror and ask yourself why. All right, why are you really in this truth, man? All right, this is Joshua 24 and verse number 12. It says, and I sent the hornets before you, which drave them out from before you, even the 2 kings of the Amorites, but not with thy sword, nor with thy bow. And I have given you a land for which ye did not labor, and cities which ye built not. And ye dwell in them, of the vineyards and oliveyards which ye planted not, do ye eat. It says, now therefore fear Yahweh, and serve him in sincerity. So when you read Joshua the 24th chapter, he's going into he's remembering and stirring up the minds of Israel and reminding us about the covenant that we made through the Spirit. All right, he's reminding us about the covenant that we made. And as you read verse 14 again, it says, now therefore fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth. And again, you got to ask yourself, are you serving the Most High in sincerity, right, and in truth? Or are you just in this thing to be seen? Are you in this thing just because you want, like brothers always say, you want multiple wives? All right, you want to be the best teacher in Israel. You seen this brother teaching. Now you want to go out and do better than him. Seeking the preeminence, vainglory in these different things. And the first step of being sincere is to remember the good things that the Lord has done for you. That's how you really get a sincere heart. To remember the good acts that the Lord has actually done for you. Again, we read Joshua the 24th chapter, the Lord is reminding them about the covenant. The Lord is reminding them about the things that he did for them. And as you remember and think back on the things that the Lord has done for you, that should make you want to that should make you closer to the Lord through the Spirit. Again, just remembering all the great things that he's done, the times that he saved you, the times he brought you into this truth, the times that he's put it in your spirit to be on fire, the times that he sent you out and cast out demons and spirits, the times that you was at the feast days and you was rejoicing. Anything that involves the Most High and Yahweh Shai, if you think upon those times, that should give you that sincere spirit and that genuine love. Again, the definition, and one of the synonyms of the definition, is to have genuine feelings. You got to have genuine feelings in this thing. All right, reading on at verse 14. It says, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood in Egypt, and serve ye Yahweh. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy 9 and 4. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 9 and verse number 4. And again, one of the steps of having a sincere heart, again, is remembering and recalling the things that the Most High has done for you. All right, because again, you coming into this truth, it wasn't of your own accord. All right, it wasn't of your own will. Yeah, it was my own will. I just wanted to come into this truth. 2018, I kind of set the date for myself. I said I was gonna serve the Lord in 2018, April. Then with 2018, April I came into the truth. No, the Lord brought you into this thing, man. And again, we recall these different things that should bring you closer to the Most High. All right, this Deuteronomy chapter 9 and verse 4. It says, "Speak not thou in thine heart after the Lord thy God hath cast them out, had cast them out from before thee, saying, For my righteousness the Lord hath brought me in to possess this land." I don't say from your own righteousness the Lord blessed you. Lord brought you into this truth because of what you did. Hey, nobody in this truth deserves to be in this truth. Just keeping it real. All right, nobody that's in this thing that's laboring for the Lord deserves it. It was only through the grace and mercy of the Lord that He brought us in. All right, you read about that in Romans the 11th chapter. The Lord just needed a remnant, and He chose us to be that remnant. All right, so the Lord said, don't say it was because your own righteousness that you came into this thing, that you're blessed. It says, for my righteousness, right? For my righteousness, the Lord hath brought me in to possess this land. But for the wickedness of these nations, the Lord doth drive them out from before thee. And when you read Deuteronomy, the 9th chapter, He's reminded Israel why He's bringing them into this promised land. And He's reminding them, hey, don't think it's because your own righteousness that I'm bringing you into this land. It's really because the wickedness of these nations. I just need a righteous people to possess this land. And again, you got to relate that to yourself with being in this truth. And when you actually sit back and meditate and realize that everything is of the Most High and that it's of His accord to bring you in this thing and to flourish and to increase, again, that should bring forth that sincerity within you. All right, all that preeminence, all that envy, all that strife and seeking to have the glory, you got to do away with that. All right, just plain and simple, you got to do away with that. And Israel deal with that a lot. All right, they want to be that top dog, that top man. They want to rule over all these congregations and try to be captains over 50s. And the main thing that they missing is sincere, right? Is a sincere spirit. How you in this truth? And again, if you don't get that spirit of sincerity, what spirit do you have in you? You got to ask yourself that. If you're not genuinely serving the Most High, who are you really serving? And again, I believe I put in the title, don't play yourself. All right, don't play it. Don't convince yourself that you're sincere if you're not. All right, you gotta be real with yourself. Read it on, verse 5. It says, not for thy righteousness or for the righteousness of thine heart dost thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee, and that He may perform the word which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right, verse 6. Understand therefore that the Lord thy God giveth thee not this good land to possess it for thy righteousness, for thou art a stiff-necked people. And though you innocent, you still gotta again remember that you're stiff-necked. You go off. Man goes off every day. Yet through the mercy of the Most High, He still has you in this thing. And if you're not recalling these different things that the Lord does for you on a daily, that's going to draw away that sincere spirit because you're not recalling upon the acts of the Most High and the blessings that He's done for you. All right, you just using the Lord as a genie and as a booster ticket to boost up your clout. You're not thanking the Most High because He increased you. You just doing your own thing. A lot of brothers pray for the increase. A lot of sisters pray for increase. Pray that they get different things. Then when the Lord give it to them, they just do their own thing and seek vainglory with it. Let's go to Jeremiah 3:1. All the times that we strayed away from the Most High, all the times that we backslid, yet the Lord still is dealing with you through the Spirit. The Lord's still dealing with you, brother. The Lord's still dealing with you, sister. And again, just remember all the times that you went off, all the times that you lusted after this brother, wife, and all the times that you committed wickedness before the eyes of the Most High. Yet He still has you in this truth. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 1. Right, Jeremiah 3 and 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Right, when you read the law in Deuteronomy 24 verse 1 on down, if a woman commits adultery and she goes into another man, you cannot bring her back. That's the law. You can't get back with her. And, hey, I know, you had that boys to man spirit. All right, woman commit adultery on you, you begging for her back. That's off. All right, reading on. It says, shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord. But guess what? According to the law, a man can't go back to that woman. But we've been committing all type of adulteries and going off into sin and serving these idol gods numerous times against the Most High. Imagine how many times you went off in this truth, yet the Most High still brought you back. And I'm talking about from the little things. All the times you woke up and the first thing you did was get on your phone. You made your phone your God, committed idolatry. All right, from all the times you thought a wicked thought and you didn't rebuke that spirit. All right, all the times you hated this brother secretly in your heart and you never repented. All the sins that you have upon you right now that you never repented from. Yet the Lord is still dealing with you. He's still bringing you back. And according to the law, the Lord is supposed to really do away with you. All right? But guess what? Through His mercy, He's keeping you close. And when you realize how merciful and how grateful the Most High is, and I'm going to keep saying it 7 times over, that should increase your spirit of sincere and love towards the Most High. Because the Lord could have been cast you out. All right? The Lord could have been did away with you and brought somebody else into this thing. But guess what? It's the reason why He chose you. Let's go to 1 Samuel 12 and 23. All right, the Lord said we have to consider the things that He's done for us. 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse number 23. Let me see if that's what I want. It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 23. It says, moreover, as for me, God forbid that I should sin against the Lord, and ceasing to pray for you, but I will teach you the good and the right way. Verse 24. It says, only fear Yahweh and serve Him in truth with all your heart. It says, only fear the Most High and serve Him in truth with all your heart. Are you serving the Most High in truth? Right? Are you seeking out the truth to sincerely feed it to the lost sheep? To sincerely put forth your bricks to building up the spiritual temple? Or are you just in the way? Are you just, just being that spiritual blockage? Because here it is, you get all these talents. The Lord bless you with all these talents, but you're using these talents for deceit. Again, you're using these talents to get clout. Here it is, your gift is prophecy. All right, your gift is prophecy. The Lord wants you to take that gift and to prophesy to the nations. But instead, you're doing breakdown videos of every other camp, rebuking them and throwing false prophecies upon them. I've seen that multiple times. You got brothers that's falsely prophesying the downfall of other bodies, other camps. All right, sister, your gift is sewing and, you being a handmaid and you working mightily with the hand. And you sewing to, just to get a name. You're not sincerely sewing for the benefit of the sheep, for the benefit of providing for the nation. Your sole thing is to just get money, that get money spirit. Or are you breaking the Sabbath because you're still sowing in? You selling on the Sabbath and these different things? That's off. All right. Again, you got to ask, what manner of spirit are you in? Reading on, verse 24. It says, I'm going to read that again from the top. Only fear Yahweh and serve Him in truth with all your heart. For consider how great things He has done for you. You got to consider the great things that the Most High has done for you. Again, from past times. From the time you was in the world, you got into that car crash. Car flipped over. And you came out alive. All right, from that time where you was in the middle of all hell breaking loose, it was a shootout. All right, and the Lord saved you from that. From that time, your life was on the line. Somehow the Lord delivered you. Hey, even sometimes, you got to thank the Most High for all the times He delivered you when you didn't even know that you was being delivered. All right, here it is. You took a different route on the way home for some reason. You don't know why, right? But God, only Lord knows if you would have taken that route that you normally take, you would have got hit by a damn 18-wheeler or something like that. So again, it's always the little things that you got to pay attention to, and how great the Lord really is, and that shows the spirit of the Most High. That shows His sincerity and His sincere love towards you. Because it's times where you could have been put to death, and you don't even know it, but the Lord saved you from out of it. And that's deep. And just knowing how much the Lord has done for you, why not give that back to the Most High in righteousness? All right, not for filthy lucre, not to be seen in man, but to sincerely thank the Most High and sit back and consider what great things He's actually done for you through the Spirit. All right, let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 1. I believe I want 2nd Esdras 1 and 9. Let me see if this is what I want. All right, 2nd Esdras 1 and verse number 9. All right, this 2nd Esdras, let me see. Kind of 2nd Esdras chapter 1 and verse. I'm going to start at verse 8. 2nd Esdras 1 and 8. It says, Pull thou off then the hair of thy head, and cast all evil upon them, for they have not been obedient unto my law, but it is a rebellious people. How long shall I forbear them, unto whom I have done so much good? I'm going to read that again, verse 9. It says, How long shall I forbear them, unto whom I have done so much good? The Lord said, how long do we got to put up with you? All the good things that He's done for you? And He's sitting back just vexed. You gotta imagine the spirit that the Lord's in when He's saying this. And Jake, if you do so much for somebody and you don't get nothing in return, that put a spirit on you. Right? You don't want to do stuff for them anymore. You can tell they don't really care about you. How much more the Most High? Every day He wakes you up, expecting perfection and reverence and love. And here it is in your heart, you still got envy. Then the Lord wake you up the next day, you still in the truth. Still give you a chance of repentance. But guess what? You still got that strife. Still got that evil eye. Still not battling that lust demon. Still taking puffs of those cigarettes. But guess what? The Lord, He woke you up the next day. And you're still in the truth. Right? And He's still putting in your spirit to go out and labor. To open up your Bible. Read the videos. He's still giving you the understanding. Yet guess what? Again, verse 9, He says, How long shall I forbear them, unto whom I've done so much good? And you don't want to abuse your grace in this thing. All right, you don't want to abuse your grace. The Lord just vexed for how many times you went off and you taking advantage of that, abusing grace. All that sincerity, it goes out the window. All that love and compassion and the fruits of the Spirit, all that goes out the window. Why? Because of your lack of sincerity and love and zeal towards the Most High. All right, let's go to 1 Chronicles 21 and 15. 1 Chronicles chapter 21 and verse number 15. Going into our father, King David. All right, this 1 Chronicles chapter 21 and verse number 15. It says, And God sent an angel unto Jerusalem to destroy it. And as he was destroying, the Lord beheld, and He repented Him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed it, It is enough, stay now thy hand. And the angel of the Lord stood by the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. Right? Because when you read this account, David went off. He numbered Israel, and the Lord gave David 3 judgments to choose from. Right? And David chose to fall into the hands of the Most High. So the Lord is smiting Israel with this plague, right? And the angel is going out through all Israel, destroying. Right, verse 16. And David lifted up his eyes and saw the angel of the Lord stand between the earth and the heaven, having a draw sword, in his hand, stretched out over Jerusalem. Then David and the elders of Israel, who were clothed in sackcloth, fell upon their faces. So David sees this angel, along with the elders. They see this angel destroying the nation for the sin that David committed. It says, and David said unto Yahweh, is it not I that commanded the people to be numbered? Even I it is that have sinned and done evil indeed. So David, he's confessing his sin to the Most High. He's not hiding it up. He's not ducking off somewhere in the midst of the nations, trying to hide and cover up his sins, and he's sowing fig leaves to make it seem as if he's just and he's a pure. No, the Lord, he's still getting up with David. And David, as the Lord's getting up with David and the nation, is going to show you what type of spirit David had. It says, but as for these sheep, what have they done? Let thine hand, I pray thee, O Lord my God, be upon me and my father's house, but not on thy people, that they should be plagued. And that's deep, man. That's what you call self-accountability. All right, that's real self-accountability. So as David went off and the Lord's judging the nation, the Lord said, hey, you know what, Most High, the sheep, they didn't do nothing. I'd rather you have this judgment upon me and my household. So David rather his household be destroyed besides the rest of the nation. And again, now a lot of brothers, if you read that, and sisters, if you read that, you'll probably say, I would have did the same thing. That's what you'll say. But in reality, would you really confess to the Most High to kill off you and your seed and your household and not allow the judgment to rest upon a nation? All right, in the world, you got in sports, team sports, whether that be football, basketball. If one player went off, the coaches sometimes, he'll punish everybody besides the player that went off. All right, and that player that went off, he'll just stand on the side and just look and not give a damn. But guess what? That wasn't the spirit of David. David said, you know what? I'm gonna take accountability. I seen where I went off, and guess what? I'm gonna fix it. I'd rather you have your wrath upon me and my house. That's what you call sincere love towards your people. David has sincere love towards his people. Do you have that much love towards your people? To where you would put your whole household and sacrifice your whole house for the benefit of the nation, to show that love that you have for your God and for your people? All right, let's go to Luke 23 and 32. Let's go to Luke 20. Actually, let's go to Acts 7 and 55. All right, let's see this mindset that Stephen had towards his people. All right, we know Stephen, through the Spirit, Stephen was a martyr for the Lord. All right, but it's a certain. Now, again, Stephen is the elect. Stephen most definitely is the elect. He put his life down on the Lord for the Lord. And as he's getting put to death, you'll see the type of spirit that Stephen is moving in. All right, this is the book of Acts, chapter 7, and verse number 55. All right, Acts 7 and verse, I'm going to start at 55. It says, but he, being full of the Holy Ghost, looked up steadfastly into heaven, and saw the glory of Yahweh and Yahushua standing on the right hand of the Most High, and said, behold, I see the heavens open, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of the Most High. So as he's getting stoned, he's getting put to death, he's looking up, and he's seeing the Most High and his Son in the third heavens. Verse 57, and they cried with a loud voice, and stopped their ears, and ran upon him with one accord, and cast him out of the city, and stoned him. And the witnesses laid down their clothes at a young man's feet, whose name was Saul. Right? When you imagine this, it's a gruesome scene. They jumped him, threw him out the city, stoned him. All right, reading on, verse 59. And they stoned Stephen, calling upon the name of Yahweh, and saying, Lord, Yahweh Shah, receive my spirit. And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, lay not this sin to their charge. So as Stephen is being brutally, unjustly murdered by his people, his last words was a prayer that the Lord have mercy upon them. All right, don't lay this sin upon their charge. That's deep. All right, that's deep. Imagine you're getting unjustly killed. And the group again, you just jumping someone, that's gruesome in itself. All right, so you gotta imagine that Stephanie's getting jumped, grabbing him up, throwing him out the city, and he's being stoned. And as he's being stoned, he's praying to the Most High. It says, verse 60 again, and he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, lay not this sin to their charge. And when he had said this, he fell asleep. So his last words was a prayer for the people that was stoning him. That's deep, man. All right, you gotta imagine how much sincere love he had for his people. So he's praying for his people to repent. And we read on in Acts the 9th chapter, Paul came into the truth. All right, and you read verse 58, or verse, can you read verse 58? You see Paul was right there in the midst. Stephen threw up that prayer. Now in Acts the 9th chapter, Paul is coming into the truth, laboring more than everybody else through the Spirit. All right, and again, that could have been the Lord answering Stephen's prayer. Do you have that much love for your people? Or are you still envying that one sister because of what you think she said about you? All right, and brother, are you still jealous of that one brother because he has X amount of wives and his household is built up and, you got that secret envy? You don't know why you envy him, you just envy him. Is that in your spirit? Or do you have a spirit of Stephen to where no matter what, you're going to make sure that you seek the benefit of your people and the love of the Most High? All right, let's go to the book of Luke 23. Let's go to Luke chapter 23. And that's what you call being in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. That's the book of Luke 23. And I'm going to start at verse number 32. All right, Luke 23 and verse number 32. It says, and there were also 2 other malefactors led with him to be put to death. Right, going into when Yahweh Shai was put on the cross. And when they were come to the place which is called Calvary, they crucified him and the malefactors. So they crucified him and the malefactors, one on the right hand and the other on the left. Then said Yahweh Shai, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And they parted his raiment and cast lots. Same thing with the Lord, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Guess what his mindset was as he was being put to death? Right, and no man had no other beating like Yahweh Shai. Right, the crown of thorns, we go into it, those thorns was inches long, placing upon his head. How many times he got whipped, right, the flesh pulling off his back. From all the times he got false reports laid up against him. From all the times he was debating with the scribes and the Pharisees, cutting down those false doctrines. Imagine all the times you remember how bad someone treated you. All the unjust things that they've done to you. And then the latter end, your prayer is that the Lord has mercy upon them. All right, I'm going to read verse 34 again. Then said Yahweh Shai, and again, you gotta strive for this. You gotta strive to have this type of sincere love. This not something that just come overnight. This is a gift you gotta have. You gotta pray that the Lord bless you with that gift. It's more gifts to just prophesying and just shaking a hand. All right, it's more gifts than reading loud. Now you have gifts that men don't even strive to have, and one of those gifts is that spirit of sincerity. Every brother and sister should strive for that gift of sincerity. Verse 34 again. Then said Yahweh Shai, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Are you praying that for brothers and sisters that have done you wrong? Whether that be in the world or in the truth? All right, Most High, I pray that you forget them for the hurt that they done, the different things that they've done and wickedness. I pray that you bring them into the truth. Or this brother or sister that's done me wrong, I pray that you forgive them, Most High God. Public Ashar. They don't see their error, but Lord willing, in due season, you can reveal unto them their error. All right, and you praying for the sins of your people. When was the last time you prayed for the sins of your ancestors? All right, you prayed for the sins of your forefathers. Pray for the sins of your foremothers. All right, pray for the sins of everyone that's done you wrong. When is the last time you prayed that? All right, and again, this is what you call self-reflection. See what our fathers have done, see what the Lord did, and try your best. Not just try, but execute to move in that spirit of our fathers, of the elect. All right, let's go to Psalms 137. Let's go to Psalms chapter 137. Going back to King David. This Psalms 137 and verse number 4. It says, How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? Verse 5. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. So guess what David said? If I forget Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. That's a vow. All right. David said, "Hey Lord, if I forget Jerusalem, make my right hand dumb." Verse 6. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. So David's heart was so inclined for the Most High and his people, to where he made a vow to the Most High and said, hey, look, if my heart is not towards my people, if it's not towards Jerusalem, make my tongue clear to my mouth. Make me to never talk again. That's a vow that David vowed towards the Most High. Can you sincerely say that vow? All right, if you forget Jerusalem, if you get the works of the Most High, let the Lord just make you go dumb to where you'll never talk again. And a lot of brothers and sisters wouldn't be able to do that. All right? And again, that shows the spirit that our fathers actually had towards the Most High. When you line yourself up with our ancestors, well, I mean, where would you put yourself with your zeal? All right, here it is. You got Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, who all was perfect. You got Job, who was perfect. King David, Hezekiah, Josiah. All these perfect men and all these righteous sisters. Sarah, Dorcas, all right, Phoebe, Susanna. Where would you line yourself at with your fathers and your mothers? Do you have that zeal that they have? Because again, they're the elect. They're getting the kingdom of heaven. Their names are written. The Lord looked upon their good works and called them perfect already. Where would you place yourself within that list? And if you being real with yourself, hey, you're not in that list. But you should strive to be a part of that list. And what is that list? The 1/3. Right? The hopeful elect. 144,000. Because again, it's one thing to be prophesying, but what spirit are you doing it in? It's a lot of ways to bring forth fruit before the Most High. But if you're not doing it in that sincere spirit, that sincere love, then I mean it's all vain. All right, it's all vain. Let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 9 and verse 30. 2nd Esdras chapter 9 and verse number 30. It's the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 9 and verse number, let me see what I want. Verse number 30. I'm going to start at verse 30. It says, And thou spakest, saying, Hear me, O Israel, and mark my words, thou seed of Jacob. For behold, I sow my law in you, and it shall bring fruits in you, and ye shall be honored in it forever. So the Lord said he sows his law in us, and that law is supposed to bring forth fruit before us. So within the laws, I mean, what fruit are you bringing forth? Corrupt fruit? Because everyone brings forth fruit before the Most High. All right? Cain brought forth fruit before the Most High, offering of the ground. And what happened with that? He was made a vagabond in the earth. Killed his brother, and his spirit was off. So just because you bringing fruit before the Most High, doesn't mean that fruit is always righteous. All right? Are you bringing spiritual spoiled apples to the Lord? Spiritual spoiled bananas? Spiritual spoiled oranges? Or are you bringing righteous fruits and righteous offerings? Because again, as you keep this law, I'm going to read that again, verse 31. For behold, I saw my law in you, and it shall bring fruit in you, and ye shall be honored in it forever. Or are you bringing the fruits of the Spirit that you read about in Galatians, the 5th chapter? All right, 2 Peter, the 1st chapter. What manner of fruit are you bringing forth towards the Most High? And again, these are the type of questions that you got to ask yourself constantly. All right, Salaki. All right. These are the type of questions that you got to continually ask yourself. All right, and the more you ask yourself these questions, the more you're inclined to self-examine and move in the spirit of your fathers and strive for perfection and righteousness. All right, let's go to the book of Mark, chapter 4 and 18. I'm going to get a few more and close out. Let's go to the book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse number 18. All right, this is Mark 4 and verse 18. It says, and these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things, entering in and choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. So when you read Mark the 4th chapter, you read about the different fruits and the different ways how man is planted into this thing, into this truth. Get the tree that grows up, he becomes flourishing, nourishing the soil of Yahushua. Got another tree. I'm gonna read it from the top. All right, Mark 6 and verse number 6. Mark 4 and verse 6. Verse 5. It says, and some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up because it had no depth of earth. And this is spiritually going into man, the different fruits that man bring forth in the earth. How man is planted within his truth. Are you planted to bring forth 60-fold, 30-fold, 100-fold? Or are you planted to just, bring forth thorns and thistles? Here it is, you have no root. You have no sincere foundation. You just in this thing for the clout. That clout spirit you gotta leave in the world. That's the old man, that clout. Right there, run it up. A lot of brothers, they try to take that spirit of the world and bring it into the truth. You can't take that worldly spirit, that worldly mindset, and bring it into the knowledge of the Most High. Why? Because it's not going to fit together. All right, read it on. I'm going to jump down back to verse 19. It says, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things, entering in and choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. And if you see that your works aren't sincere right now, the Lord is going to end up casting you out. Why? Because your works are unfruitful. You're not bringing forth any increase to the Lord. Now, when you read Sirach, the 35th chapter, every man's supposed to bring to the Lord what he owes. Why? Because we're all spiritual priests. Imagine if you brought forth all type of abominations to the priests in the ancient world. And the Lord will kill you. You'll be no better than Alexander the Great, who offered up swine's flesh upon the altar. Just offering up wickedness. Like Cain, offering up wickedness before the Most High. You're doing that on a spiritual level when you offer up these different fruits and it's not in a sincere spirit. It's not in that spirit to where you want to bring forth that righteous fruit before the Most High. All right, let's go to the book of, get a few more. Let's go to Matthew chapter 7 and verse 16. All right, Matthew chapter 7 and verse 16. And it reads, right, Matthew 7 and 16. It says, ye are known by their, so ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? And again, the Lord is also going to expose you as well. If you're not walking in that right spirit of bringing forth right fruits, the Lord is going to be able to expose that. Because men know what type of spirit you're walking in. If I see an apple tree and it brings forth good fruits, I can tell by the fruits that it's bearing. It's not rocket science. Same thing with a man. You see, you know, a lot of brothers and sisters. You had that point or that one time where you can tell someone had a spirit on them. All right, they came to camp. Damn, they quiet, not talking to nobody, not really wanting to salute brothers. You can tell that brother's fruits. Something off with his fruits. All right, you seeing that one sister, you try to say shalom there, she kind of looking at you up and down, peel off. You can tell that sister got some type of spirit on her. Or if a sister, she still got the worldly mentality, saying all type of weird things. She playing sexy red around you. You can tell her, you can tell her fruit. Some, you know, some not right with the fruits. Fruits not turning out to be what she tries to put forth. So again, the Lord said in Matthew 17:16, ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. And again, you got to ask yourself, what tree are you? Because you can appear to be a good tree amongst men, but what type of tree does the Lord look at you as? Is the Lord ready to chop you down and plant a new seed and bring forth somebody else up? Or can the Lord actually go into your tree and take of those fruits for himself? If you got ears to hear. All right. And again, these are questions that we got to ask ourselves daily. Me, myself included, and every brother and sister in this truth. Why? Because that's going to show you and that's going to let you know where you're standing at with the Most High. You want to know what type of relationship you got with the Lord. All right. This truth shouldn't be just one-sided. The Lord just bless you 24/7. You just got that genie rubbing it, and you just try to we wish for another blessing. No, that's not how this truth work. This truth is a two-sided relationship. All right, that's why the Lord compares us to his wife. You want to be a spiritual, virtuous woman in this thing. You got brothers. Come on, I'm not a woman. All right, I'm not a spiritual. No, brother, you got to be a spiritual, virtuous woman in this truth. Show how many things you can do for the Most High. All right, you got to be a righteous Proverbs 31 woman on the right hand side spiritually when it comes to the Most High. Because again, we're his wife through the Spirit. Read that in Jeremiah the 31st chapter. In Songs of Solomon, the first chapter. How we're married to the Most High. And we read in the law, a man was able to put away their wives if they saw any uncleanness in them. Is the Lord going to put you away because of the uncleanness that's in you? Or is he going to preserve you because he sees what type of work you're putting in for? All right, let's go to the book of Sirach 5 and verse 10. I'm going to get three more, and close out. Let's go to Sirach chapter 5 and verse number 10. It says, be steadfast in thy understanding, and let thy word be the same. Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere. All right, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer. So the Most High says you got to let your life be sincere. All right, let your light so forth shine before men in righteousness and glorify the Most High. Let your life be sincere. And that's the main purpose of this cold cut, is to remind yourself you want your life to be sincere towards the Lord. Again, don't be seeking the preeminence. Don't be seeking validation from man. Don't be seeking, vain things. All right, seek the Most High. And let me get that real quick. In Galatians 5 and 22, or 5 and 25, I believe. Let me see. Galatians chapter 5 and verse 25. If you live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vain glory, provoking one another, envying one another. And the Most High said, playing upon tables, let us not be desirous in vain glorying. Let's go to Philippians 1 and 8. Let's go to the book of Philippians, chapter 1 and verse number 8. It says, for God is my record, how greatly I long after you all Slakin, all in the bowels of Yahushua Mashiach. And this I pray, that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge and in all judgment, that ye may approve things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere and without offense. So guess what? Paul prayed for the church that they increase with the spirit of sincereness and that they be without offense. And again, as you're building up that spirit of sincerity, don't just pray it for yourself, pray it for your people. All right, pray it for the next brother and the next sister and amongst the whole nation. All right, I'm going to read verse 10 again. It says that ye may approve things that are excellent, and that ye may be sincere and without offense to the day of Mashiach. And that's the main goal, to be sincere and without offense until the Lord makes his return. And he looks upon your heart and see that you was found faithful. All right, that you wasn't in this thing for vanity, that you wasn't in this thing for preeminence or vainglorying or, for the clout. But you was in this thing sincerely to magnify his name and to serve him. Reading on verse 11. It says, being filled with the fruits of righteousness, which are by Yahushua HaMashiach, and the glory and the praise of the Most High. And with that sincere spirit comes what? Righteousness. I'm going to close out with these last two. What is this? Sirach 43 and 30. All right, Sirach chapter 43 and verse number 30. When ye glorify the Most High, exalt him as much as ye can, for even yet will he far exceed. And when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, for ye can never go far enough. And no man can never go far enough when it comes to serving the only true power. So each day you wake up, each day you're meditating, meditate on things that you can do to bring forth more fruit towards the Most High, to be more sincere, be more loving, to exercise the fruits of the Spirit 7 times more. Why? Because you can never glorify the Most High enough. It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse number 28. It says, for as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. All right, and in the last days, you want to be seeking the Most High 10 times more. For all the times you went off, all the times you went astray, all the times you had a wicked mindset or a wicked heart towards your brother, your sister, hey, repent, seek the Most High 10 times more. But with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. Do so in the name of his only begotten Son, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, Hamashiach, Mumalak, Hatazadak Yahushai. With that, I want to say Shabbat Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Shalom.